This is a solution for the equation number 4 in the textbook for chapter 12. So looking at the guide in the instructor manual, it's not exactly correct. So I'm going to go through a little bit about what we have here and how to fill out the form correctly so that you better understand how to do to solve this equation. So what I did was I just copied the actual schedule in here that I got out of the instructor manual on the first pages so that I could start populating it. I looked at, we're trying to create E, so the very first category is E. The lead time on E is 2 weeks, which I got from the equation. The lot size, I believe, is 1, so I'm thinking that doesn't really come into any groups that I can tell. And then item B, the lead time is 2 weeks on item B. And we need 2 of them. So we're going to need to have 2 for each of the ones that we need. So I'm just going to put 2 in there. J3 and J4 lead time is 1. Lot size, I just put 30 in it because that's how much is in a case, just so that I know that's how much we have to order. So I put that there. I'm not 100% sure if that's correct. In the text, they forgot about F. We need 2 of those. So for each solution we need to have 2 of them, so I'm just going to put 2 there as well because we need to have 2 for each of the ones that we're discussing here. Okay, so I'm just going to have this on my screen going back and forth here a little bit so that we can talk about this. It's a little bit confusing because J is used to build E with B, so we have a 3 and a 4. You're probably in reality going to order these together, so we'll talk about that, which makes that a little bit more confusing. Yay! So in week 8, we need to have 80 units. I need it at the beginning of week 6. So that, because there's a lead time of 2, that's why I'm going with it's probably required for week 6 here. So we'll put 80 here. We don't need 7 and 8, I guess. So we'll just do 80 here for week 6. That's when we need them. 3 cases, 30 units per case of J have been ordered. So if we wanted to go down to J and take a look at where those 80 cases have been ordered, just 3 cases of 30 apiece that have been ordered. So those are already on order. So we want to make sure that we include when we plan to have those. Okay, so it looks like week 3, week 4, and week 5 we will have a case of 30, multiples of 30. So in this case, if we have multiples of 30 and we have 3, you can see that they put them on scheduled receipts 30 here. So I'm just going to stick that right in here. Under weeks 3, 4, and 5 on scheduled receipts. So that's where the 30 comes into play. Okay. Again, this is a little bit confusing because they're putting 3 and 4 together, and multiples of 120. I'm trying to figure out why they're doing that. So we'll just work through this and it'll become evident, I think, as we work through this. Okay, so I like to go from the top down. We're really looking at E right now, and in E we need 80 of them, and we should have 2 of B's and 3 J's in order to be able to do that. Okay, so as we figure out 80, we need a 2-week lead time on that. Our gross receipts, I keep thinking 6 is 8, is 80. That's what we need, right? There's no scheduled receipts of these coming into play yet. We don't have any on hand based on what I can tell of the equation because I don't have the actual equation in front of me. My net requirements are 80. I need to have 80 in. And I am planning to get 80 in, so that's there. Now there's a 2-week lead time, so week 4 is when those are going to be coming in. Okay, so I know I need now B and J to be in. I think that I would have broke these out separate. I think maybe that'll make more sense. So what I'm going to do is this first J is going to be the one that I need 3 of. And then I'm going to have another J. Just going to copy this and put another J here with the bottom ones, because I just feel like separating this is going to make more sense to people as you go. That's why I think this one is a little bit confusing. So I'm going to do J, and J's lead time was 2 weeks, I believe. And this is the one where we need 4 of them, I think, to create B. So I'm just going to make sure that I got everything in my equation correctly. 80 units at the end of E, 3 cases, 30 units per case of J have been ordered. 1 case is scheduled to arrive in week 3, 1 in week 4, and 1 in week 5. Note J must be ordered by the case, and B must be produced in multiples of 120. Okay, so that's where the B multiples of 120 come into play. So that's the lot size of 120. So as we build that, they will be there. So as I'm thinking about this, we need 3 times 80, which is going to be 240. So for the very first J, we need 240. So that's where they put that here. So I'm going to go to the very first J, and I'm going to go ahead and put 240 in week 4, because week 4 is when we need to have them for item E. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put 240 is when we need it. Okay, now we'll have 30 coming in, scheduled receipts on hand, and it looks like we have 20 for beginning inventory. So I'm going to go ahead and put 20 in here for the beginning inventory. 20 round 1, 20 week 2, 50 now week 3 because we have some on hand, and then another 30 on hand, so we'll have 80. Okay, so now we know that, that our net requirements is that we have 160. We can build these in 30s, so we have to make 180 in order to do lot sizes of 30. Okay, now this is going to be a 1 week lead time, so we will need to have 180 of them for week 4. Okay, so this is where we're getting to the point of the, go up here, this very top. I have this set up for E. Okay, just this part, not this bottom part. Okay, so that's why I'm spreading them out, just because then you can see this. Now I'm going to need more. And we'll get to that in a minute, but this is what we're doing for right now. Now I'm going to take care of the other top of the item, which is B, and I need 2 of these, and B has a lead time of 2 weeks as well. Okay, so I'm going to go to B, and I see that I need 160 of them by week 4. Again, 2 week lead time, right? So 160 I need, and that's because there's 2 of them and we need 80. So 80 times 2 is 160. So that's where I'm getting the 160 from, and I'm putting that in week 4. Okay, I don't have any on any coming in. I didn't order any, and I don't have. I'm projected to have 60 on hand. So 60 is what they had said that I'd have on hand. And I'm just going to go up here and find where that is in the order. There are 60 units of B and 20 units of J on hand. So that's where we're getting that from. Okay. So my net requirements then is 160 minus 60, which is 100. My planned order receipts, I have to order them in the lots of 120, right? So I'm going to have 120, and the lead time is 2 weeks. So this is what I need to make sure my B's are in place. Okay. Once this is done, I will now have 20 left over. So that's where the inventory carries over. Then in case you need more later, you know you've got them. Okay. So I've got that. I will also have with this J, I will have 20 left over here plus 30 coming in. So I'll have 50 after this. Okay, just so that I kind of know. All right, so my F is super easy, so we'll just take care of that. I'd probably do that on the underneath the J, the second J, but the lot size for F is 2, and we need 160 of B's. Times 2 is 320, okay? And we need B's by week 2. So I know that I need to have 320 F's on hand, okay? Now there isn't anything that says anything about F in here other than it's sitting in this thing. So this is when I'd say that I need 320. Doesn't tell me that I have to order them in any sort of specific increment. So I've got nothing on hand. I'm going to assume my lead time is 1 day. And so my net requirements are going to be 320. My planned order receipts are 320. And I need to order them on the day before. This is kind of an assumption because I don't see that in here. It's kind of missing that. But if I need 2 and I need 160 of these, then I need 320. So that's where the F comes into play. The last piece is our last J then, right? We need 4 of them and we need 160. So just to make sure I get my math right, 4 times 160 is 640, okay? So that's how many it appears that I need for the second round. Now here it says I need 460, but I think that I need more than 480. I totally get that I have some on hand, but not that many. So let me just look at this again. I need 4 J's for this part, and then I need 2 of them. So I need 160 B's. I think they did this one wrong. I need 160 B's and 120 B's. My bad. 120 B's, so that's why. 120 times 4 is 480. That makes sense. Okay, 480. So I need 120 because I had 60 on hand. So 480 is what I need, and I need them by week 4. Week 2. Okay, so 480 is what I need here. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Is what I need here. Okay, now we can go through what we had on hand, and that might help, but we don't have to because we're using them on the other spot, so it should turn out to be the same. We don't have any on hand then because I used them up ahead. Because these are sooner, I'd probably use the other ones, but let's just say we need 480. I need to get 480 in. Where I'm confused here is it says J is a lead time of 1 day. I thought it said lead times are 2 weeks for E, B, and 1 for J. Okay, so that's my bad. Lead time is only 1. So then I need 480 here. Probably confused here now. Let's just make sure my J up here is right. Lead time is 1. Yeah, okay. So in the end, it shows that I need to make 480 and 180, and I think if I look on here, it should be the same, 480 and 180. I just broke them out separate, and it doesn't matter how you do it, but for me, it's easier to understand when I break them out separately, okay? I don't know why they forgot F in this equation, but that's how you plan that out, okay? Now, the second part of this equation is a little bit more, I guess, more advanced. So now it says, suppose that in the 4 week, the quantity of E needed is changed from 80 to 70 units, and the planned order receipts through week 3 have all been executed. How many more B's and J's will be on hand in week 6? So all you're basically doing is adjusting to say, now I need a 10 less. How much extra am I going to have on hand when it's done? So it's just adjusting the inventory and redoing those schedules. So it's not that hard to do. Again, it's really about drilling down a little bit deeper into it. I split the J's out because to me that was a little bit easier logically. If I was going to do this with my class, I'd probably put F on the bottom and do the second set of J right after it. You can do it on the same sheet. Ideally, that's probably what they would do, but just to make it seem easier for them to understand, that's how I would do it. So anyway, hopefully that helped. If you need anything else, let me know.